Hello people, my name is Freddy and in this tutorial I will show you how you can transfer your complete website, including your email accounts and incoming and outgoing emails and your domain name from one web hosting provider to another one. Maybe your current web hosting provider is too slow, or you're not happy with the support, or the renewal rates are too high. Well, whatever is the case, I will show you how to transfer everything from one web hosting provider to another one. Let me show you the steps we will take. I will show you how to make a backup of your WordPress website using two free tools. Then we will make a backup of our emails and email accounts, both incoming and outgoing emails. After that, using our WordPress backups, we will install an exact copy of our current website on our new web hosting provider. After we have done that, we will transfer our domain towards the new web hosting provider. And last but not least, we will create the same email address we have at our current web hosting provider and copy all incoming and outgoing emails towards that email address. So in the end, our website, domain, email accounts and emails are all at the same place. In the description of this video, I have timestamps. So if you want to go to a certain part in the tutorial, you can click on one of those timestamps and you go directly to that part of the tutorial. When I go to fast for you, you can go to the settings here at YouTube, playback speed, and slow down the speed of this tutorial. And if you want to go back a few seconds in the video, just hit the left arrow on your keyboard and you'll go back 5 seconds in the video. If this video is helpful for you, then please like this video. Feel free to subscribe for more upcoming WordPress related tutorials. Now let's get started with the first step. The first step is making a backup of your current website. Let me show you how to do that. So right now I host my website at hostgator.com. So I log in by clicking here, sign in. There you go. Here is my website, ferdy.com Academy. So I click on it and I go to my website. This is the website I want to migrate towards Hostinger. So the first thing I want to do, of course, I want to log in. I'm already logged in. I go to the backend and I want to make a backup of our website. So in order to do that, I go to plugins, add new, and I search for the plugin all-in-one WP migration. This is an amazing plugin that will migrate your whole website to another web hosting provider. I click on install now and I activate it. Now I refresh the page and here, the left area, I see all-in-one WP migration and I can click on export. I click on export to and I select file. Now it will prepare the export. 270 megabytes. I click on download and there the download goes. So over here, I downloaded the website. I want to make another backup, so I go to plugins, add new plugin, and I search for WP Vivid. There you go. Install now. Activate it. Refresh the page. And now we go to WP Vivid. I click on backup now. Okay. I scroll down all the way. And over here, I see there's a new download. It's a lot smaller. I click on download. I click on download again. And there you go. There's another backup of our website. Okay, it is downloaded. What I will do, I'll go to my downloads. I open a new Finder area. I want to create a folder on my desktop telling me this is a backup. Current website, David Corp. Then I drag those two files in it. So I have made two backups of this website. Now we have a backup of our website. We have two backups of our website. Now let's make a backup of all our emails from all our email accounts. So the incoming emails and the outgoing emails. Now I go to the cPanel for the emails. I go to my email account, continue. I want to make a backup of all my received and sent emails on this email account. Well, the best way to do that is to have an email client. In my case, I have Mac Mail. You can also use Microsoft Outlook. What you see over here is my inbox of info@davidcorp.com. And here's my outbox, all my sent emails. So what I want to do, I want to save those so I can migrate them to the same email account, but then at Hostinger. How can I do that? Well, on Mac Mail, I can do a right mouse click and say export mailbox. This is also a backup. I think I will not use it, but it's a backup just in case things go wrong, which never happened to me in my life with anything. Everything in my life goes perfect. I'm just kidding. backup current website. I bring it to this folder, choose. Okay, let me check it. Here's the inbox. Then all sent emails, right mouse click, export mailbox. Also here, choose. And if I take a look, they're both called inbox, but if I click on it, this is the inbox. And at the other one inbox, it's the sent email. So I leave it as it is, a backup of all my emails. What I will do now over here at David Corp, I go to mail, settings, accounts, and then here I have David Corp. And I call this one old. So when I install my new account, I know this is the old email account, and now I will create a new one. So far we have 2 backups of our current website, and we have a backup of our inbox, an outbox of our info at, and then your domain email account. What is next? Since we have a backup of our website and of our emails, our incoming and outgoing emails, it is time to go to another web hosting provider. In this case, it's going to be Hostinger, in my opinion, the best web hosting provider there is. In a minute, I will show you why. So let me show you how to get your web hosting and a free domain, and then I will talk more about why I think that Hostinger is the best choice to host your websites. If you already have a domain name and web hosting, you can skip this part. If you don't have a domain name and web hosting, you can go to webhosting43.com, hit enter. Then we click here to go to Hostinger. Through the years, I've been searching for the best web hosting company that's affordable. And then I came across Hostinger. I'm already using them for 5 years and I love it. And I'm not the only one. If you take a look at the reviews on Trustpilot, you see that other people are also really excited about Hostinger. And if you take a look at the Google Trends, Hostinger is taking over the web hosting industry. They're getting more and more popular. Why? Because their web hosting quality is top-notch and they are affordable. So I can click over here and there are 3 plans, and let me make it really easy for you to make the right choice. When it comes to site speed, the premium plan has SSD storage, which is fast, but with the business plan, you have NVMe storage. That's up to 5 times as fast as SSD storage. So when you're getting started, I would go with the business plan. Why not the cloud startup? Because you can always upgrade later. So when you've made 30 websites in your business plan, okay, then it would be a great idea to upgrade to the cloud startup. But if you're getting started, I recommend the business plan. So what does the business plan have? Over here, you can have up to 100 websites. It's really easy to install WordPress with a few clicks. You have 200 gigabytes of NVMe storage, so it's fast. And you have enough space to create a lot of websites. You get a free domain with other web hosting companies that costs around $20. Here you get it for free. And if you already have web hosting somewhere else, there is a free automatic migration tool that can migrate your website from your current web hosting provider to Hostinger. Of course, you have free email, free SSL, which will make your website secure. Daily backups, so if you somehow mess up your website, you can restore a backup from the day before or the day before that. There's free CDN, which makes your website fast in any place in the world. And with your free domain, you also get free domain privacy. What does it mean? Normally, when you register a domain, all your information that you fill in, your address, your phone number, will be visible on the internet. And companies can start to send you emails like, hey, I can make a website for you, I can make a logo for you. And when you have domain privacy, that information is hidden. And with other web hosting companies, that costs money. But here at Hostinger, it is free. And to make it even better, let's scroll up. You get a 30-day money-back guarantee. So it's risk-free. If you somehow don't like the service, you can get your money back. No questions asked. So I will go with the business plan. So I click on Choose Plan. And then we can decide for how long we want to go for web hosting. And the longer the period, the more discount you get. So if you go for 48 months, you get 3 months for free. This is 4 years. And you pay $3.99 per month. If we scroll down over here, it says have a coupon code. And if you fill in the name 30 over here, you click on apply, and you scroll up again, you get 10% discount extra. And then you pay $3.59 per month for the next 4 years. You can also decide to go for 24 months or 12 months. So if I would say 12 months, you pay $4.49 per month. You get your free domain name for the first year. And then if we scroll down, the total amount will be $65.21. And if you have a company, you can fill in your details over here. And then the taxes will be subtracted. So you will pay just $53.89 for the first year of web hosting and a domain name. And then you can create a website that is blazing fast and have amazing customer support. So if I scroll up, look at this, select payment. There are so many payment providers based on where we come from. So if you come from a different country, you can have local payment methods that are available in that country. So from any place in the world, you can pay with your local payment method. So what you need to do, if you know for how many months you want to get web hosting, I go for 12 months. Then you need to scroll down and we can create an account with our email address. You need to create a password. Then you can select your payment method. And you see that all the information over here is optional. So I will not fill this in right now. I scroll down. I want to pay with credit card. If you want to pay with something else, you can select it over here. I scroll down. I fill in my details for the credit card. And then I click on Submit Secure Payment. Now we are redirected to the control panel and it will only take a few seconds. Congratulations, by the way, with your domain and your website. So what we will do now, we'll choose a temporary domain. There we can import our backup from our old website to the new website. And then we can make sure that both websites are exactly the same. And when that's the case, then we can point our current domain towards our new website on our new web hosting platform. The website is for myself. I click on Next. The website is English, administrator email. I use that one. I create a password. Then I click on Next. What kind of website do I want to create? I say Other. Next. I want to skip this step. I want to skip this step and this step. I want to use a temporary domain. Now WordPress is being installed. We will clean up our website, our new WordPress installation, so it will be ready to receive the backup of our current website. Wow, beautifully said. So let's do that. So for now, I get a really weird domain, but that's fine. Now I can go to my admin panel. Awesome. Now I can migrate our backup towards this website. How can I do that? Well, first I want to clean up my website. So I go to plugins, select all plugins by clicking here, bulk actions, deactivate, apply. Then I select all plugins again, bulk actions, delete, apply. Okay. I want to import my backup on a clean website. So I go to the posts, get rid of this blog post. Then I go to the trash and I remove it completely by emptying the trash. Then I go to the pages. I select all pages, bulk actions, move to the trash, apply, go to the trash, and I empty the trash. Then I go to the dashboard, dismiss this message over here. I collapse everything. Now I want to import the website that I exported before. So I go to plugins, add new. I search for all-in-one WP migration. I click on install now. Activate. Refresh. Now instead of exporting, I want to import a website. So I click on import. I click on import from, file. I go to my desktop, backup, current website David Corp, and I want to go for the .wpress file. I click on open. There it goes. Look how fast it is. I really like that. If your website is bigger than 300 megabytes, then go to YouTube and search for migrate website free. Hit enter. There you see my tutorial on how you can do it for free when you have a bigger website. It is preparing the import. It says that Hostinger is using a newer PHP version. So let's see how that works. Proceed. Your site has been imported successfully. I want to save my permalink structure by clicking here. And then I need to log in again with the same details of our current website. So I need to use the same username and password of this website. So I close this and I go for my username and password. And I click on login. Now I go to the permalinks. If you cannot find that, then go to the backend of your website. And then here at settings, permalinks, select post name and then save it twice. Save the changes and then save the changes again. Now let's take a look at our website. It can be that it looks a little bit different. It looks great if I go to the page profile. Okay, seems to work. So everything seems to be working fine, but it's important that you check everything. Is everything working? Do all the links work? if you have something you sell on the internet, can it still be sold? So check that for yourself. And when everything seems to be working, then it's time to point our current domain at our old web hosting provider towards our new website. If somehow something looks different, you can go to the customizer. And what you need to do, you just need to adjust one thing and then save it. It's just important to save the customizer once. So I go to General, Layout, increase the site width, and then decrease it back, publish it. And if my layout looks different, which is not the case, but then this solves it. And if it somehow fails completely, then you can go to Plugins, Add New, go for WP Vivid, Install Now, Activate, Refresh, and then I go to Backup and Restore, scroll down, Uploads, I click on Select Files, I go for the zip file, WP Vivid, open it, upload, the upload has completed, and now I could select those and click on Restore, and then this backup will also be placed back. And then your website should work. So what we have now is a perfect copy of our old website on this interesting Hostinger temporary domain. So the next step is to display this new website from Hostinger to our current domain at our current web hosting provider. Let me show you how we can do that. So since both websites are perfectly the same, it is time to point our domain at our current web hosting provider towards the web hosting website at Hostinger. Let me show you how. Over here we have our domain. I want to point it to our current website, davidcorp.com. So when we go to davidcorp.com, the website that is stored at Hostinger, which we have migrated, will be displayed instead of the website from our current web hosting provider. In order to do that, I go to Websites, and then it says Connect Domain. So I click over here. What domain do you want to use for this website? So I go for the domain davidcorp.com. It is already registered, so I need to confirm my ownership. So I click over here. I click on Next. You've selected this domain, which already registers. We need confirmation to ensure it's yours. Later, you can connect it to your website or transfer it to Hostinger. So we can do both. First, we can connect our website at Hostinger towards our domain registered somewhere else. Later, we can transfer that domain towards Hostinger. I prefer to have everything at one place, so we will do both. I click on Confirm. Almost there. To view your website and make change, you must connect your domain to Hostinger name servers from your current register. Keep in mind that propagation can take up to 24 hours. So we need to go to our current web hosting provider where our domain is stored. And there we need to point it towards the servers of Hostinger. So when people go to your domain name, they will see the website that is stored on Hostinger. So I click on Go Back and I can connect this domain over here. So what I will do, I will go to the dashboard. Then I go to Hosting Plan Details. And then we see the current name server. So what we see right now, the domain is pointing towards the name service of HostGator. And that is right, because that's where I bought the domain. But what I want to do at HostGator, I want to point the domain to the website at Hostinger. So what I will do, instead of pointing to these name servers, I will point it to the Hostinger name servers. Those are here. So I copy this one. And it's always number 1. So I will paste that at HostGator, and then I paste it again, and then we'll change the 1 to 2. Let me show you what I will do. So what I will do, I will go to hostgator.com. I'm already logged in. Then I go to Domains. Domains, there it is. Now I scroll down all the way and I go to Advanced Tools. And here are the name servers. I want to change those. So I click on Manage. I continue. And I paste it towards the one from Hostinger, and then also the second one from Hostinger. So what will happen? The domain I have here at HostGator will point towards the website at Hostinger, the one we already have migrated. So I click on Save. This can take up to 24 hours. Now if I refresh the page, and I scroll down, you see they are linked now towards Hostinger. So I close this. And if you would refresh this, it can be that it will not be shown immediately. So we can check it over here. If the name servers are already the same ones as these, if that's the case, then the domain is pointing towards the website at Hostinger. It's now 5 minutes later. So let's refresh this. And as you see, the name servers are the same ones as the ones from Hostinger. So let me double check it. I go to dns-checker.org/ns-lookup.php. And I search for the domain. And I click on show NS records. If I see parking, then we know if people go to my domain name, they will be referred to the website that is stored right now at Hostinger. So that's successful. I go to WordPress overview. And then I want to make sure that force HTTPS is turned on. Okay. Now I click on admin panel. Now we redirect it. And now this is the website that is hosted on Hostinger. So our website is successfully migrated towards Hostinger. Ladies and gentlemen, it is time to transfer our domain from our current web hosting provider to our new web hosting provider. Let me show you how you can do that. In order to transfer your domain towards Hostinger, go to websites. There I see my domain and it says you can transfer your domain to Hostinger. So I click on transfer and I need to enter domain. It's already done. So I click on transfer, transfer, transfer. And it says the domain is locked. So what I will do, Command N, I go to HostGator and unlock it. I log in or I go to my dashboard. Then I go to domains. The domain is locked, so I scroll down and it says transfer or move domain. I click on it and I uncheck that it is locked. Awesome. Now I need to request an auth code. With that code, if I fill it in at Hostinger, then I can transfer the domain to a new register, which is also Hostinger. So I click over here. The reason is I found a better price. I click on continue. Continue with the transfer. Yes, it can take some days, 5 till 7 days. Send the auth code. Your request has been submitted. You'll receive the authorization code in your email within 3 days. That is crazy long. Normally, I will get it at once at other web hosting companies. Well, let's see how long it will take before I receive that email. It took HostGator 3 days to send the code finally. So here's the authorization code. Now I copied the code. Now I go to domains. And if I scroll down, I see there is an external domain. This one, I want to transfer it to Hostinger. So I click on transfer. Transfer. And it will cost just $9.99. I click on purchase. Okay. I will complete the payment. And now, really important, I need to paste the key over here. We want to keep the existing name servers. Well, they're already pointed towards Hostinger, so I don't need to change anything over here. So I click on transfer domain, and this can take up to 7 days, but because our domain at HostGator, in this case, is already pointed towards the website of Hostinger, nothing will change. So our website will not be offline, so there's nothing to worry about. As it says, it takes up to 5 till 7 business days to complete. That's totally fine. Maybe you get an email like, hey, confirm that this is happening. Keep that in mind. Click on continue. The transfer is initiated. And over here, I can see what the status is. And meanwhile, your website will remain live. So when it comes to our website, everything is working. Now it's time to take a look at our email accounts. So the first thing I will do over here, I will create an email account at Hostinger. And then later on, we can copy and paste all the emails towards a new email account. In order to set up a new email account, I go to emails. I go for the free service, which is included in the web hosting package we have. We don't need this. So I click on Setup. I select my domain, David Corp, confirm. So now I see Add David Corp over here. I click on Manage. I go for Hostinger free, select. And here I see my domain. And here I can say I want to have info@davidcorp. I create a password and then I click on create and I create the email account info@davidcorp.com. Create. Awesome. We can access our email account through the browser. So if I click over here, I can go to webmail. I fill in my password. Look at this. Online, we can have access to our account already. So I can compose an email to myself, info@davidcorp.com. Test email from webmail. Hey, David. I can attach a file. I can click on send. And now I get that email in my inbox, test from webmail. If I go to send, it is there. Awesome. Now I want to configure our email account on an email client. It can be Microsoft Outlook. It can be Mac Mail. In my case, it will be Mac Mail. But the principles I show you can also be applied to other email clients. What I want to do now, I click over here and I click on complete. So I'm here at emails. If I click on it, I can select this one again by clicking on manage. And now in this overview, I want to scroll down and go to connect apps and devices. Yes, I'm going to do it manually. So I scroll down and I need this information in order to configure my email client on Microsoft Outlook or Mac Mail. So what I will do, I will go to my Mac Mail. What I see, since our website is now hosted at Hostinger, my old email account at HostGator is not working anymore. And that makes total sense. So now I want to create my new account and then copy all these emails to my new account. So I go to Mail, add an account, other mail account, continue. And then I call this one David Corp New. My email address is info@davidcorp.com. My password, I click on sign in. Then I want to copy my email address and paste it over here. Then I go to my browser, copy the incoming server and I paste it here. And I want to copy the outgoing server. Copy it. By the way, we're going to use IMAP. That means that when I adjust something on my email client, for instance, Mac Mail, it will also be adjusted on my phone. And if I delete something on my phone, it's also deleted on my webmail and on my email client. So everything is in sync with each other, which is amazing. I click on sign in and I want to sync my emails, not my notes. So I click on done. And if everything is working, then I should see that one email I sent to myself. And there it is. So now I know it's working. So let me click over here. I go to mail, settings, David Corp. I call this one David Corp New. So here is the old and here's the new. Also here below, I can go for the old inbox. There's the new inbox with only one email. So what I can do now, really simple. I go to my old email box, which is not online anymore, but the emails are still there. I say Command A and I drag those emails from the old one to the new one. I can also go back and hold Command, Control on the PC, and then it becomes a plus. Now I copy them to the new email account, which is hosted at Hostinger. Then I go to my sent emails from my old email provider at HostGator, copy it, hold Command, and drag it to send. Awesome. So is this working now? That's the question. Well, I can find out by going to my webmail. There it is. It is working. If I go to my sent emails, there they are. If I go to my inbox, and in that way we perfectly migrated info@davidcorp.com with all the emails incoming and outgoing towards Hostinger. Now it is important that we test everything. Can you send emails? Can you receive emails? When you do something over here with your email account, is it also happening at the webmail? In other words, is everything in sync with each other? Let me show you how you can test everything. So let's check it out. Inbox. There's an email, reply. I say sent from Macmail. Hey, if I want to, with Macmail, it's really easy to import something. So let me see if I have an image. I send it and there it is. So let me see how it is with webmail. And there it also is. Look at this. If I click over here and then I click on mark as flagged, now it becomes red. Look at this at my Macmail. It is red. How cool is this? So also here, I flag this email. I go to my webmail and it's also flagged. If I remove this email, delete, and I go to my Macmail, it is also deleted. If you want to learn how to put your email account on your phone, click over here because there I have a complete tutorial about hosting where you can learn everything you need to know. And there I will talk about how you can configure this for your phone. Since everything is working, we can get rid of our old email accounts. So let me show you how you can delete those or how to deactivate them. So we can only work with our new email account on our new web hosting provider. So I don't need this one anymore. So I could go to Mail, Settings, Accounts, and then the old one, make it inactive. And now when people send me emails, I will receive it on my new account. And I go to Settings. And I call this one David Corp. So that's how you can migrate all your emails and your email account to a new web hosting provider, in this case, Hostinger. So what is next? Well, I have a complete Hostinger tutorial. Since you're here at Hostinger, there's so much more you can do. We can create second domains, subdomains. We can make backups, restore backups. Everything you need to know is available in a tutorial that I've created. You can find it over here or in the description. And then I wish you the best of luck in your business, which has a website and an email account that is fast. And when you have any question, you can reach out to the support. And then I want to thank you for your time. I hope this was helpful. Feel free to subscribe for more upcoming WordPress related tutorials. And then I wish you a great day. Bye-bye.